All right, good afternoon, everyone. Boy, it seems like I've been here before. You know, I'm not very good at doing impressions, so bear with me a little bit, but see if you can figure this out. Hold on. What day is it? Yeah, you bet. Unbelievable, huh? Whoever would have thunk it? You know, ladies and gentlemen, you have been patient, and you've been talking up, and you've been speaking for a very, very long time now. And it seems to me the same elected officials who are listening, they've come back, but somehow we haven't gotten the donkey's attention yet. Our federal government has totally and wholly abdicated their responsibility to us. The last time I looked, we lived in a representative form of government. Pretty simple stuff. It's not really that complicated. Right here in the little old town of Oyster Bay, let me tell you how we do it. I'll give you a good example. I'll change the names to protect the innocent. Gary Slavin comes to me. He's not innocent. I don't have to change his name. Gary Slavin comes to me and says, "Hey, supervisor, the community needs a park." And I say, "Gary, that's a great idea. Let's go to the community and see what they have to say." Gary doesn't say to me, "What are you talking about? Just go build the park." Gary understands that in order to build that park, we need your money. It's your money, not mine. So we go out into the community and we ask, would you like a park? Do you need a park? Sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. But it's your decision. It's about you. You elect me to represent you to carry out your will. Sometimes you're happy with what we do and you drop me a short note. Sometimes you're not so happy and you drop me a long note. But you give me the message. You tell me what it is you want. And then I listen. And then I do it. It's not complicated. Now you went to your federal government and you begged with them. You pleaded with them. Please, don't disturb the healthcare system. Correct the problems with it, but don't disturb the system. Fix that 10% that's broken, but leave the other 90% alone. And they didn't hear a word you said. They went ahead in a very arrogant and a very pompous manner, and they waved. I was going to say they waved their finger at you, but that's not nice. They waved at you. You also have, you know, my father was not born in this country. He came over here a long, long time ago. And when he got here, much like many of the grandparents, parents, great-grandparents out there, he got roughed up a little bit, no doubt about it. But the federal government gave him a set of rules to follow. And they said to him, if you want to become an American citizen and you want to live the American dream, here's what you need to do. And he did it. And it worked. But some 40 years ago, the federal government decided they don't care anymore. And they're letting people come into this country. I've heard estimates 12 million, 20 million. They just let them walk in. They don't care about their welfare. They don't care that it's costing you millions, perhaps even billions upon billions of dollars. All because they turn their back on what you have to say. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when I was in, I guess back in grade school, you got to pick the language you wanted to study in alphabetical order. And because my name began with a V, by the time it got to me, the only language left was Latin. So I ended up studying Latin for 12 years. I still don't know anything about Latin, but I will. Latin is good for one thing. They've got some wonderful phrases which really can sum up the moment. And there's an expression in Latin. The expression is acta non verba. Everybody got that? Acta non verba. You know what acta non verba means? Action, not words. That's what ACTA, not, yeah, that's right. Action, not words. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. It's always good to meet like this. It's always good to talk like this. But the time has come for action. It's very, very clear that no one is interested in our message. No one cares about our message. So now you need to get the donkey's attention in the only language that they understand. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not even mentioning political parties, none of that stuff. The only thing I say to you in closing is this. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Do your homework. Seek out the ones who are not listening to you and support the ones who are doing the right thing. If you remember anything else about what I said today, I hope you'll remember these three words. Acta non verba, action, not words. God bless each and every one of you for being here. And ladies and gentlemen, God bless the greatest nation of them all, the United States of America.
County. And then I developed a platform and I asked for your support. And I came back to other tea parties and we talked about our platform. We talked about the direction that Nassau County was going in and how it needed change. And I pledged to repeal the home energy tax. I pledged to fix the broken property tax assessment system. I pledged to cut wasteful spending, and I pledged to create jobs and opportunities for us and our children. And today, after 100 days in office, I am happy to support, I am happy to report that we have repealed the home energy tax, a 2.5% tax on everything and anything you could use to cool or heat your home. We repealed that tax, the equivalent of a 5% property tax increase, another hidden property tax. We repealed that. And then I set out to lead by example and cut wasteful spending in Nassau County. In my office alone, I have trimmed the budget with respect to personnel by $2 million. We are operating with $2 million less in employees. And then I went out and we started looking at almost $11 million in management out of government. And we're still functioning. And then I turned to the real property tax assessment system, which indisputably wastes over $100 million of your money each year. And even worse, Nassau County cannot keep up with that loss, so it borrows. Nearly 1/2 of Nassau County's debt is associated with real property tax refunds. A shameful waste of your money, over $1 billion and growing. The debt service on that alone costs you another $150 million a year. So over $250 million, nearly 10 cents on the $2.6 billion Nassau County budget wasted. I've recently signed 3 executive orders that begin to change this cycle of waste, and we will be looking and asking for our legislators, and I know our Republican legislators in Nassau County are going to support the local legislation necessary. And then we're off to Albany to change this system and enact the changes that will stop wasting your dollars. We're committed to it. We're going to fight for it, and we're going to ask for you to join with us to enact this reform, a much-needed reform, $1 billion in waste. It has to stop. And we're going to stop it by sticking together, having our voice be heard. So it's my honor to be your county executive. And each and every day I am in that office, we look to cut wasteful spending. We look to reduce the size of government. We look to stop the waste in the real property tax assessment system. And we're working hard to stimulate our economy and create jobs and opportunities. Thank you and God bless.